Good evening and welcome to the National Semifinal Game 1 press conference featuring the South Carolina Gamecocks. We'll hear an opening statement from Coach Staley and then open up for questions from our student athletes. As a reminder, following the questions from our student athletes, we'll dismiss them to the mix zone. The locker room has now opened for South Carolina, so the clock is now on for the 30 minutes. We'll turn it over to you, Coach.
Thank you. Just tip tip our hats to Texas. We beat ourselves up in our league. We do a great job at positioning ourselves to be to represent the SEC on the biggest stage of our game. And it's unfortunate that someone had to take a loss, but I'm glad that the SEC is represented in a national championship game.
At this time, we'll open up for questions. Please allow mic holders to get to you. Chaz, Dave, then we'll work our way to the back. You can come up to the front, please.
Chaz Frazier with ABC Columbia. Joyce, after the Elite Eight game, Dawn said she needs you to step up. She's going to need you to play big if you guys want to win a national championship. Describe what it was like to kind of find yourself in this game and put on the performance that you did.
It's comforting. Definitely having a struggle in the tournament. But it's comforting just knowing that I was going to bounce back. It wasn't an if, it was a win. So I'm happy it was today. And I just did what the game gave me.
We'll take our next question.
And with that, Joyce, was there anything you did different preparing for this game than perhaps you did against the last three games?
I feel like I was just more definitive, more open-minded, just like I said, giving what the game gave me, not overthinking, not second-guessing, just going.
All right, we'll take our next question. We're going to stay to the left.
Leo Haggerty, Amped Up Sports from Tampa. For both players, slow start, but it looked like business as usual. You just got back into the game. How important was it to not panic right away?
I'm sorry. Trying to direct. Go ahead, Joyce. You can go first.
We've been in those situations before, slow starts, so we knew how to bounce back. We're a resilient team, especially in the tournament. We had a lot of close games, so it wasn't no pressure to do anything out of the ordinary. We just knew that we just had to keep going.
Yeah, it's something that we shouldn't be used to, but we are used to it. And, we catch ourselves down in the first few minutes of the game, but we know that we're going to get back. We played great defense. They're just making better shots and tough shots, which is what we want them to do. And, yeah, I'll finish that with that.
We're staying to our left front row. If you can pass that mic down.
Lachelle Smith with the Players Tribune. Te-Hina, this is for you because in that first quarter, you had a really good on-ball defensive moment towards that steal, towards that first quarter. It kind of gave you a spark a little bit. Defensively, what were you seeing that you feel like could really help the team and propel them?
Well, I knew from my defense from the Indiana game I had to, keep playing defense like that. And so I knew that this was a big game, and I knew that energy starts from defense, and that's what I wanted my team to do. And when you have Breezy playing defense like that, you want to play defense for her as well in the team, and you just want to play really, great and solid defense and get the train going. And I'm still going to play great defense, and we got one more left, so we're just really excited to get going.
We're staying to our left. If you could raise your hand, we can get the microphone to you.
Cameron Teague with The Athletic. Joyce, for you, just the struggles early in the tournament, I'm curious how you kept yourself level-headed to know that a moment like this was coming up for you. And then Te-Hina, to see Joyce make such a big impact like that, knowing how young she is and knowing she didn't get down on herself early in the tournament, what does that say about her as well?
I try not to get too low with the lows and too high with the highs. Just going out there and playing. You're going to have slumps. It's part of the growth. It's part of the process. My coaches comfort me. My teammates comfort me. My family comfort me. The people who are in my inner circle make sure that I keep my mindset at an even kill level. So, yeah, just depending on them.
She's a great player. Her ceiling's very high, and, she came through with us today. And, you got to go through that process to really look at yourself and see if you really want to play this game of basketball. And she's done a great job getting through that, and we've helped her be instilling confidence in her and knowing that we need her and we trust her, and she's done a great job with that, and she came at the right time.
We're staying to our left with our next question.
Eden Lassie Hoops HQ. Te-Hina, yesterday Joyce was telling me that like she just doesn't really feel pressure. Is that something you've seen from her, and like how do you see her kind of navigate all the expectations and stuff?
I mean, yeah, I mean, she's like the crash out of our team, but like she's like super chill, like, you know what I mean? Like she be on with her beats on, and like she just be listening to music or like watching shows, and she just be really chill. And like, you know, there's something about her that her confidence and her aura is just like, you know, it's growing, and it's something nice to see. And we knew that she was gonna have a big time game today because she's gonna bounce right back, and her journey and her process is, you know, gonna be really great to see. And I'm just super proud of her for keeping going and knowing that we need her.
We're now moving to the right, Howard, and then if you don't mind passing it back when you're done.
Howard Magdal at the Nets. Congratulations on the win. Joyce, for you, that third quarter for the team was seemingly definitive. And I'm just wondering, on this team where there's no clear pecking order of who's supposed to take charge, how do you go about figuring that out? And then, Tina, I just got one for you as well.
I mean, it's great. You just play basketball. That's all there is to it. You don't have to feel like you have to force the ball to anybody, or you don't have to feel like that somebody has to score for us to win. It's hard for other teams, especially because they have to scout for all of us, and I know that's a little struggle. But yeah, it's just a great thing.
Te-Hina, for you, you mentioned just in passing or a few questions ago, this shouldn't be normal, but it is. And it's normal here in a way. It's been very few programs in the history of the sport. So, you know, how much does it feel like vindication for you to make this decision to come back, to be part of this in this moment?
I mean, this is why I came back. You know, the goal was to go back to back. Obviously, we have one more to go. And, you know, we're just really excited to get going on Sunday. And, I don't know, we just got one more, and I'm just super excited. And I know that we're going to be really prepared and ready, and that it's going to be a 40-minute battle no matter who wins.
We're staying to our right.
Kirk Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. Te-Hina, how important was it getting Madison in foul trouble early, and what type of impact do you feel like that had on the game?
It was a great impact. I mean, every time she got a foul, you know, we would like throw up a number like this, how many fouls she got. And when you got a great player like that, you just got to keep going at her because, you know, you got to get them in foul trouble, which makes them, you know, change the whole aspect of the game. And we took advantage of that. And I'm just super proud of our team for adjusting and being able to, you know, get the ball to whoever was rocking at the time. And, you know, we're a team. And I'm just super proud of them, and that it was a really big, you know, get for us.
Shifting back to our left, third row. You can raise your hand so the ladies can see you.
This is for the players. This is O'Connor with Sportcal Media. The game against Maryland and Duke was pretty close, but this one, you guys kind of look at that first half and figure out a way to pull ahead. What was going through your mind at that moment when Texas was up, but what kind of came to your mind to be able to execute
Joyce,
going forward?
Joyce, we'll start with you.
I mean, like we said, we're resilient. We've been through battles, like you said, throughout the tournament with Duke and Maryland and even Indiana. So we just know how it's going to be. We know how competitive the tournament is going to be, and we know we have to be resilient. We can't get too low on ourselves when we're down, and we can't get too high when we have a big lead. We just have to keep going, and that's it.
I mean, basketball is a game of runs. They went on their run. We went on our run, and we came up with a win. So I'm proud of our run.
We'll take our next question from the back. If you could raise your hand so we can get the microphone to you.
Lulu Kess in the Greenville News. Obviously, a lot of talk about your team is how experienced you are in March. Someone that doesn't have the experience of last year is Miriam Dowda. She played huge minutes tonight, and then she hit the corner three at the end of the game. Just as a teammate, I've seen her like filming in the locker room. It seems like she's really soaking in this experience. What was it like seeing her play valuable minutes today, and how well did she do in your opinion?
Is that for both? Yes. We'll start with Te-Hina.
I mean, she did great. You know, I'm super proud of her. She's trusted her process, her journey, and she played great minutes today. She, you know, did a really good job on the post players today, and her defense and her offense, and just being able to do what she does at such a high, you know, level and on a big platform. I'm just super proud of her, and that she's got to keep that confidence growing. And you know, it's something that's new to her, but it's something that she's doing great with, and she just did a really great job today. She's definitely the MVP of the game today.
Yeah, man. We love Miriam. We're super proud of her. Like, she could have gave up at the beginning of the season, but whenever Coach called her name, she was ready. And you've seen it in spurts during the whole season, so we knew we could depend on her when we needed to, and we're just, like, super proud. She's resilient. She works hard. And, again, it's not an if, it's a win.
Any additional questions for student athletes? Okay. See one in the back. Again, if we can get the microphone to her.
Brandolyn Helms with Women's Hoops Network. This is for both of you guys. So Breezy came through big today. Usually we see her playing hard defense, especially when it's with Madison Booker, but she did it on both ends of the floor today and also had a little fun while doing it. So just talk a bit about Breezy and how much fun she had, how well her shots went in, and how do you guys balance having fun but also getting the job done?
Te-Hina, we'll start with you.
I mean, she's called Big Shot Breezy for a reason, and she came through big for us. You know, she holds our defense down, and I'm just super proud of her and her journey here, and that, you know, she's just done a great job. And to see her out there having fun like that, it just gets everyone else going. Everyone's, you know, confidence is going as well. And for her to do that on such a big stage, I'm just super proud of her, and that she just got to keep it going for one more game. And it's just a, you know, great sight to see.
Yeah, I mean, Breezy's a great player. You've seen her defense in previous games, and her offense showed up today. Just hoping that she continues with that confidence. Yeah, she was a great two-way player.
We'll take our next question from the right. You may need to stand so that they can see you. If you don't mind raising your hand, please.
Babs here from Beasley Media Group. So Plies, the rapper, lives here. You guys are his favorite women's college basketball team, and you are in Tampa right now. Was the pressure on to do it big for Plies?
We'll start with Joyce.
No. We did it for ourselves. We did it for the team, not necessarily for anybody else. But, I mean, we were obviously happy of his support. So, yeah.
Yeah, what she said.
Any additional questions for our student athletes? Seeing none via Zoom or in the room, want to thank you for your time today. Best of luck on Sunday. And as you head over to the mix zone, just want to remind everyone that the locker room is still open. We will now open it up for questions for Coach. We'll start here with Annie. We'll go Howard. I'll make my way around. We can get the microphone up to this front row on our right-hand side, please.
Annie Costable, Front Office Sports. Just quickly, is this second look we're getting a result of a Gatorade bath in the locker room?
No, it's getting ready to watch the next game. Okay.
Secondly, more important, what impact have you seen your program's success have on South Carolina's athletic department as a whole?
Well, I think the success of our program has impact on our athletics department, our university, enrollment. I think the city of Columbia and the state of South Carolina, we lead the nation in attendance. We've led it for the past 10 years. And because of that, like, we are entertaining. People come in to watch us play. When they come in, they spend their money. And we bring revenue into the places that we play. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I do think it can occur in a lot more places. I mean, you just have to have buy-in, from our president to our AD, to everyone. We have a great community. Like, we really lean on each other. Coach Beamer's always at, I don't know how he finds the time, but he's at every sports game. And it's just a community of people that allow us to impact, far more than just, the young people that are in our locker room. It is far reach, and I'm glad I represent the University of South Carolina, its athletics department, the state of South Carolina, the city of Columbia, because they give so much more to our program, and the experience that our players are getting for the past, I don't know. I mean, since I've been at South Carolina, it's my 17th year, has been awesome. I want to bottle it up and give it to other women's basketball programs because, you know, you're valued a little bit different when you're able to produce a little revenue.
Hi, Dawn. Howard Mandel at the Nets. Good to see you. At halftime, whatever adjustments you've made led to 3 turnovers total from your team in the second half, led to holding Madison Booker without a field goal after the 7:10 mark of the third quarter. Take me through just what that conversation was like and what adjustments you felt like were most effective.
I mean, you just bring things to the attention of our players. I mean, the turnovers were, I mean, they didn't hurt us as far as they didn't score a whole lot of points off of our turnovers. It's just momentum killers. It's just it creates it doesn't allow you to have fluidity from an offensive standpoint. So it's a lot of disruption. And then, I mean, it was our defense is our defense. You know, Madison Booker is a tremendous player. A lot of what we've done, you know, when we've had to scheme for her, is for her. I mean, she's a big part of, you know, she carries a heavy load of their scoring. And then the next thing was their bigs. We didn't want them to make, you know, paint points. We made it difficult for them. We just try to disrupt the flow of their shot, especially when they caught it deep. And then, you know, over a 40-minute period with our depth, I think we just wear teams down.
We're going to go to our left. We're going to go right here to the middle. We'll make our way up to Chaz, work our way back to Nancy, and then we'll work around.
Coach Edwards gives you 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks off the bench. She also gives you 6 assists and 6 drawn fouls. How important was it to get that kind of complete game coming from off the bench?
I mean, it's incredibly important, like, because, I mean, if you look at the games in which we had tight games, the past 3 games prior to this game, I mean, they're 1-2 possession games. And a lot had to do with the amount of production that, and I don't want to put that much pressure on her, but that's what she's been doing all season long. When she doesn't get her average, when she doesn't, you know, fly around out there, we feel it. We feel it. So I'm happy for Joyce because I know as a young person, you're struggling. The very thing that you love to do and you work at, like she really, really works at it. She watches film. She's obsessively, like, working out. So you want people like that to, you know, to enjoy the fruits of their labor. But there's also growth, you know. It was hard. Like, I'm like, embrace it. Try to get as much information as possible while you're young, like as a freshman, and how people are guarding you. And then start familiarizing yourself with how they're guarding you, because you'll see it at different times against different opponents, and you'll know how to navigate. So I thought she took her time. She didn't seem pressed. She uses her athleticism, her strength, and her ability to direct line drive. Like, her game was very lean today, and we love to see that.
We're staying center. If we can pass it to Nancy, we'll come back up to Chaz and then work our way over.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Dawn, following up on that, there was a play in the third quarter that Joyce grabbed the rebound, dribbled through traffic, took it strong to the basket. She just looked like she was very, very confident. And I'm wondering, did you have to have discussions with her, or was she, you know, she was saying that she just knew that she was going to go through stretches, or was there something you or any of the assistants said to her to, you know, kind of get her over this hump?
Yeah, I mean, we're always, you know, communicating with our players, especially the ones that are, I mean, you can see that they're struggling. I mean, there's that talk where you just, you know, got to work your way through it. Or what are you thinking about? Like, it's all those questions you ask them just to get them, you know, to go a little bit deeper, because you're holding on to it, and you're like, I want to perform so well that it works against you. So you get them to talk and release everything that's holding them down, and it frees them up. So, you know, we've had a number of conversations. I'm sure everybody, all the assistant coaches. I did tell her she needs to probably block out some of the voices. We all want the same thing. We all want her to get out of it and play well, But when you're going through it, you're trying to figure out whose voice matters the most. And for her, everybody matters. Like every single person matters. But it's 5 different conversations. So I told her, you got to find who that person is for you, whether it's, her parents are going to always be there for her. Someone on our coaching staff that you could really go to and just kind of decompress and put everything you need to put there. And if it's me, it's me. If it's one of our assistant coaches, it's great. But certainly we know she's going to go through some more, but she'll have this experience to kind of hopefully shorten that amount of time.
Chaz Frazier, ABC Columbia. You said that Breezy is in your all-time defensive team. She had a tremendous game on both ends of the floor. What is it like to see her doing that and helping you guys advance to a national championship once again?
Yeah. Breezy doesn't get a whole lot of credit for the contribution she's given our program over her 4 years. We haven't leaned on her to score, but we know she can score. She scored in high school. And it's just you got a pecking order that you go through. And today was a day in which she felt like she just felt good. Breezy's been feeling good probably over the past couple of weeks because she knows it's coming to an end. Sunday will be the end of her college career. And now now that she knows that, she just wants to win. And her contributions will be just contributing to winning. And today she did it on both sides of the basketball.
We're going to stay to our left.
Hi, Dawn. Ava Wallace from the Washington Post. You're advanced to a stage where you've never lost a title game before.
Say that again?
You're at the stage where you've never lost a title game here before. What impact does that have? Is that something that you have to show? Do you use that when you're talking about kind of gassing up your players' confidence? And is that something you say, you're comfortable here, you know exactly what to do here? Which way does that tilt, I guess?
It does. I don't even bring it up. It's just singularly focused on winning the game. It's not, nothing that happened prior to here is going to help us on Sunday. Nothing. If it's UConn, it's not going to help us. If it's UCLA, not going to help us. I think planning the game and seeing how, the game is being played out, it's the only thing that's going to help us. Saying that we're undefeated in national championship games. It's not going to. I wish it helped. I wish it would spot us 10 points because we're undefeated. I feel real good about that.
We'll go to our right, Kurt. We're going to do both of you on this side too. So if you could pass it to Kurt, then we'll move over.
Kirk Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. You've clearly had the upper hand against Texas this year and for a while. What in your mind separates your program from Texas?
We score more points than they do. We're tough. Our defenses, both of our defenses are tough. Really, we make it really hard for us to just run our sets. We make it hard for them to run their sets, and I think it comes down to, I think depth really plays a part in our success. And if I can't go back to all the times that we've played them, but I'm pretty sure that depth played a part today, and depth played a part in the games that we played this season. So it's probably that, and I think we do a really good job on Booker, just because we got bodies to throw at her. We got a defender in Breezy that really sets the example for some of the younger players to come in and play, like Tessa Johnson. Breezy's the example. So they're just following her lead, and hopefully she's leaving a legacy of how we need to operate, because, Booker's not going anywhere. We're going to see her for 2 more years, like really 2 more years we'll see her.
We'll stay to our right. We can go right here, go over here, and then I see the two of you here.
Done. Cedric Golden, Austin American-Statesman. Piggybacking on Kirk's question, you guys were down 12-4, and then you inserted Tessa and Malaysia in there, and that kind of got you guys going. About that depth, how big a luxury is that? Because they played lights out when you brought them in.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we've counted on them all season long, ever since last year. Like our depth has been a part of the success of our program. They could start, both of them. I mean, Joyce can start. For any program, I mean, they chose to come to us, because, one, you're gonna learn how to play, like really gonna learn how to play. 2, you're gonna play a competitive schedule. 3, you're gonna play in front of the best fans in the country at a almost capacity clip. They want to be pros. We produce pros, and I liken to tell them that probably anybody on our team currently probably won't start for a WNBA team. I don't think so. So to come off the bench, to have franchises and see you play in what will be your natural position for them, I think it's a great thing. So, I mean, just proud of our team, proud of our depth, proud of, players that chose to come here and they really get the experience being at a Final Four now, a national championship game.
We're staying to our right. We can pass you the mic.
Zach Davis, the Daily Texan. Did you expect to play Texas 4 times this season? And do you think that there might be a chance that this is the next great women's basketball rivalry?
I really didn't anticipate playing Texas 4 times. But once I saw the bracket, I kind of knew there was a high possibility that it would happen. And, I mean, I'm actually just proud to play him a 4th time because that means we're both here. I mean, we both represent our conference well. We did a great job within our conference in being co-regular season champs. So it's only fitting that the 2 best teams represent the best conference in the country in the Final Four.
Coach, we're shifting to our left.
Jennifer Porty from Let's Talk Women in Basketball. Paopao led all scorers with 14 points. Could you talk a little bit about her leadership?
Pao, I mean, we've been waiting for that ball to go in at an efficient clip from Pao. Pao is just a steady leader, point guard that can do multiple things. Obviously, she can score the ball, but what most impresses me, along with her leadership skills and her ability to calm us, is her defense. Like, her defense has come a long way. Like, she knows it's super important for her to play on that side of the ball, especially where she's going to be playing in the next for the next few years, which is WNBA. Like, Pao chose to come to South Carolina for these moments, but also she knew that defense, there was a hole in her defensive game, and she knew we were going to force her to play, and force her to play because we know we're not going to play at the next level without playing on that side of the ball.
We'll take our final 2 questions. We'll hit the back row, and then we're going to come up to the front.
Hey, Dawn, Cameron Teague with The Athletic. I think it was at the end of that first quarter, the last bucket you guys had, that Joyce took Kyla off the dribble. She kind of looked at you, and you looked at her like, go. I'm curious what you remember from that moment, and then just this whole tournament, it seemed like the coaching staff really pushed her and just trying to give her some support. I'm just curious what you've seen from her over the whole season that you knew she'd be able and ready to respond at this moment.
One, she was due. 2, I mean, Joyce is really so cerebral. And that works against her, too, because she watches film so much that, when our opponent isn't where she thinks they're supposed to be, it kind of throws her off a little bit. Like, that's not what I studied. And she's a very high intelligent individual. She's in our honors college, and not very many athletes are in the honors college because we are the #1 We have the #1 honors college in the country as well. So it is that. So she's gotta be able to play within the lines, but not absolute. Like academics is absolute in her space. So she thinks from that perspective. And she just wanted the cue to take off because she felt like she can actually it's a good matchup for her to take her man off the dribble.
We'll take this final question for the front.
Lachelle Smith with the Players Tribune. Coach Staley, your team talked a lot this week about understanding that they hadn't played their best brand of basketball just yet and kind of this sense of urgency of wanting to put a really dominant performance on in the Final Four. In that first quarter when Texas takes that lead, did you feel like there was a sense of anxiousness with your team? And kind of in that timeout, what was your message to them to kind of settle them into the game?
I mean, in those situations, like we found ourselves in that situation against Iowa last year in the national championship, when we were down 10 or 11 to nothing. And then you, as a coach, you're just evaluating what's happening out there. Are we getting good looks? Are we defending at a really high clip and they're making good shots? Which happened. Like it happened just like, Caitlin Clark was hitting shots. Her natural shots that we say those are shots okay because that's what she's going to take. Madison Booker was doing a great job coming off screens and elevating and making shots, and she was in the rhythm. Didn't like that part of it, but we were there. It wasn't like she wasn't getting wide open looks. And then basically we just said, that's their run. So let's go on our run. Let's tighten up defensively. Let's tighten up rebounding the basketball. I thought we did a great job rebounding the ball. And then we turned the ball over a lot in the first. I think we had like 9. I think we had 10 for the half. And then we only ended up turning it over 3 times the rest of the way, which allows us to rebound better. It allows us to do a lot more things, actually keep them on offense a little bit longer. And I knew that over the course, like we talked about, over the course of, minute 35, maybe Booker's, Pretty J isn't as fluid, and maybe her legs are not giving what they need to give for her to get the lift on her shot. So it was just that. It was just part of just being patient and letting the game come to us.
I want to thank you for your time today, Coach, and best of luck on Sunday.